And you guys all know that I try to be a non-fan as a sportscaster. But there is one team that I'm a fan of, and the one team I root for, and the one player I've told you I think is the future of the sport is Christian Pulisic. He is joining us live from Germany. First of all, congratulations. You have won the U.S. Soccer Male Player of the Year award. You are 19. You are now the youngest player in the history of this award. Youngest player ever. Landon Donovan won it at age 21. So let's start with there. I know, Christian, you're a team guy, but this has to land pretty well for you. This is an amazing honor.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's definitely a big honor for me. Just could have never imagined being here so soon. Just want to thank everyone who supported me, who voted for me, and just my family most of all.
Christian, as I said in the intro, this is the one team I root for. I'm a guy that I watch all the games, tune-up games, friendlies. When you did not qualify for the World Cup, I was like a fan. I was temperamental. I was angry. I was almost bitter for about 2 weeks. You were a member of that team. How did it land for you for the first 24, 48 hours after?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can imagine how it felt. I was destroyed. That was my biggest goal, my biggest dream. Everything I wanted to do was go to the World Cup, and obviously for me, it was just a huge disappointment that we couldn't do it.
Has there been a moment of reflection where you've been able to put a bow around it and get some optimistic feel for it? Where are you at now with it?
Yeah, obviously it took me some time for sure. It took me about a month to I think really get past it and just to think and look to the future because there's nothing we can do about it now. It happened, and now I'm just trying to move forward with my own career. And we'll regroup and hopefully come together as a country to be in the next World Cup.
Were you angry? Were you disappointed? Where were you emotionally? What was that feeling for you?
Yeah, it's hard to explain. Like I said before, I mean, I was destroyed after the game. I didn't know what to feel. I guess it was I mean, when it's something that's really my biggest soccer dream was to be there, was to play there. And like I said, disappointment, but I was also very sad about it, and it definitely took me some time to get over that.
You play for Borussia Dortmund in Germany, the top league, and you're one of their primary scorers. It is interesting. I am living through this experience. I have a young man I'm a friend of who is playing in England at the York Academy, and I am a believer, and not everybody believes this. I think, unfortunately, sometimes in American soccer, we can be very provincial. I believe our young players should be able to grow and train overseas. I love the fact you're playing in Germany. I love the fact young kids at 19 can go play for an academy in England or Spain. Not everybody in America believes that. Where do you fall on that?
Yeah, I absolutely think I think it's the best thing for younger kids to develop. Obviously, it's the decision I made, and I don't regret it at all. I mean, you can see where I've come and how far I've come, and I think that right now, I think it's just the best way to develop is to play against the best, and I feel like that's what I'm doing, and that's what I would encourage other kids to do if they want to, do what I'm doing.
I read an article the other day that was critical of Bruce Arena, the coach, that said he leaned too heavily on the MLS. And there are people in this country that believe the number one thing we have to do is grow our academies and grow the MLS. I think that's important, but I still think the U.S. national team is our primary focus. Do you think sometimes that we're too consumed with the MLS and not consumed with the bigger picture?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge supporter of MLS, of course. Just like any American, I want the league to do well, and I think it's definitely been improving. I think I can definitely see that, and I'm the first one to be there to support it. But I think right now we're just a few steps behind what it's like in Europe, and I'm hoping that we can continue to develop that, and then then we can talk about if we're looking into MLS too much, that's one thing. But just trying to gain hope that the league continues to grow, and we can use more players from there in our national team.
The great athletes in America, LeBron James, for instance, Tom Brady, not only make themselves great, but others. You're in an interesting position, Christian. You're 19 years old, and many of the American soccer players are 24, 25, 28 years old. Is it a strange experience to be the best player in our country and really the focal point of America, and you're 19 years old? Are you comfortable with that space?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, it's something I would have never imagined, but it's something that I've had to deal with at a young age, and I'm kind of coming to terms with it. Where I stand with the team and in the U.S. And yeah, it's something that I'm definitely still learning through, and I have the best people to help me through it, and yeah, definitely still learning, but something I'm comfortable with.
At 19, he just became the United States Soccer Male Player of the Year, the youngest player in the award's 34-year history to earn the honor. Who is the next? I know about Bobby Wood. I know about Brooks. I know about the good young players. Is there a 16 to 17 to 18-year-old now, Christian, that is the next you in American soccer?
That's pretty crazy to hear, the next me. But yeah, I know some good young talents, and I think it's crazy to see even one of my good friends, Weston McKennie. He's playing
Yes.
in the Bundesliga. He's my age as well, and for me, I was just so happy to see him, gain some experience in the last game with the national team. He scored a goal,
Yep.
and yeah, just examples like that. I have a lot of friends who are playing in the U17 teams, and yeah, I really hope that they all have the will to do what I do, and I hope that they can continue to grow, and I hope that we can finally become a soccer nation. And I think that's something that we can definitely improve on. And I would love to see, sometime in my lifetime.
When I watch the MLS, I think the league's done a really good job to build stadiums in which there are 24,000, 28, not 40. So they're jammed. They look like parties. I love the environment. You play now in a top German league. Are there areas in which can you see the growth of America? Do you feel like the gap between Germany and the MLS is miles, yards, or feet? Are there similarities?
Yeah, I would say there's definitely similarities. I'd say it's definitely getting closer. I've said before, in Orlando when we played our last home qualifier, I think that the atmosphere in that stadium was unbelievable, and I think there were a lot of similarities with what I've seen in Europe, and I think that can really help the team, and that definitely helped us in that game. And as of right now, I still haven't seen anything like what I play at, every home game every weekend in this stadium with 80 something thousand. It's still one small step behind, but I think we're definitely growing, and we're getting a lot closer.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.